Hey VC, it's Trevor back with another Flat Round and Spun, here to do a collection video. One I don't know if I've ever really done, but this has been inspired by Mr. Larry Graves, aka the Canadian Stud Muffin, who had recently gotten into the group The Residents, which is what I'm going to show. And since you probably already saw the thumbnail, you know that's what we're talking about. I don't have everything they've had. They got an extensive catalog. I got obsessed with them around the year 2000, so that will come around towards the end here. But anyway, I'm going to show off my vinyl collection because the CDs I have a lot of, and as I've made mention a few times, they're all up in the attic, and I'm not going to crawl up there to get them all. So, and this video would be way too long, so I'm going to try to get into these descriptions real quick because there's quite a bit to go through here. So anyway, from 1974, their debut album known as Meet the Residents. Well, let me get my hand out of Ringo Starrfish's face. There's a reason why I say that. But yeah, this is their debut, 1974. This is a 2004 repress. And the reason why I say Ringo Starrfish is because they got a picture of them with crawfish heads and the starfish. Their debut, along with a lot of their early records, very strange, abrasive, not like metal abrasive, but just kind of like in a beef heart abrasive. But cool stuff from 1974, their debut, Meet the Residents. 1976, they did some cover sessions. I'm going to show the 7-inch from that session first. That's they did a cover of Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones in 1976. Also around the same time, Devo did a cover of it. So I don't know which one came out first, but this one's very different. Again, abrasive vocally, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. This is on yellow vinyl, but I'm not going to pull it out. It's been a long day. I'm tired. So hopefully the YouTube gods will allow me to show this. So if you're watching it, then it's cool. Maybe if I hold the album far enough away, you'll not get tagged. But their second album is called Third Reich and Roll. I will put a description from Wikipedia in the description below about the artwork, just so you can read up on it. It's not like they're fascists or anything like that, but it was just a comment on the music business at the time. So like I said, 76, it's basically a cover record where they took songs and overdubbed it to where it was unrecognizable to the original. So it's quite cool. Each side has a suite, so it's basically 2 songs on the whole album, but it flows into medleys of classic rock and roll songs from the early days. So that's actually Dick Clark there. So anyway, Third Reich and Roll from 1976. It's also a first pressing that I bought. That is when I was obsessed with them. I was buying vinyl back then. Let's see, from 1977, Fingerprints. I got this at a flea market. There's some actually some sun damage. You don't see that too often. It must have been out of someone's record collection, sticking out just a little bit, and it faded out. But I believe this is a first, maybe a second pressing of this. But continuing on their weirdness, but yeah, it's just their avant-garde coolness, weird vocals. It still has that southern twang to their vocals. So third album, Fingerprints. I skipped a couple other ones. This is also when I was obsessively collecting. I did get a first pressing of this. This is from 1979, Eskimo, and this is where the first appearance of the eyeballs and the tuxedos came in. I didn't mention this before, but the Residents, they prided themselves of being anonymous and never showing their faces. So, and this is also on as I say, snow white vinyl there. This, I believe they took a lot of commercial jingles and made them sound unrecognizable, and made it sound like almost like Eskimo language. I'm uneducated in that, so I don't know the actual name of that, but it sounds like that. But different stuff, very experimental here. Eskimo from '79. And this is a soundtrack to a movie they attempted to make even before I think they made actual albums. But the movie is Whatever Happened to Violinist Fats. It's a strange movie. Barely any plot to it. I'm trying to see what year this was. I mean, there's, of course, Wikipedia, and the extensiveness of this is just crazy because they got so much stuff. I'm trying to remember what year this came out, but it was in the movie was made in the very early 70s, and this album came out in, where is it? Anyway, oh yeah, there it is, 1984. So, so basically 10 years after their first album, they finally put out music for this movie. Strange stuff. I believe it's probably on YouTube. It's not that long of a movie. Another movie they did, I believe this came out in '85. It's some collection and some original songs on here. A movie called The Census Taker. That's actually Garrett Morris from the first cast of Saturday Night Live. Yeah, this is when they get by this point they were actually making melodic songs, to the point in the Residents world, melodic songs. I mean, they got verse and chorus and stuff like that. But yeah, interesting collection of songs here. Like I said, some of their old stuff and some new stuff. And then from '86, I've posted this before. Let's see, Stars and Hank Forever, the American Composers Series, Volume 2, where they're doing Hank Williams songs on one side and John Philip Sousa songs on the other. So, interesting record. A lot of synthesizer on that, early synthesizer. Oh, I missed something from '78. I got a 12-inch from Duck Stab. I believe this is a second pressing. It did become a 12-inch backed up with another EP called some Glenn and Buster on that one. This one I got a 7-inch and a 12-inch around the same era as the Hank Williams is their cover of Kalijah. This one's got more dance mixes on it. This one just has the regular song on it. So cool stuff. The thing is, the bass line you will recognize as Billie Jean from Michael Jackson. And the reason why they have that is because, which I thought was pretty clever, apparently one of Hank Williams' wives that he had, her name was Billie Jean, so they used the bass line for that. Another 12-inch single I got is The Residents doing Hit the Road Jack from Ray Charles. Cool stuff. I think I've only played this like 2 or 3 times in my life, so I have to spin that around again. Quickly, this is something they did in the late 80s, 88 to be more specific. They put out a concept album called God in Three Persons. This is a version that is instrumental. I don't know why they made an instrumental version of it. The actual one does have lyrics to it, but I'm not quite clear on what the concept of this album is. But I bought this just because, like I said before, I was just in a major Residents obsession, and this one was like one of the first ones I got on clear vinyl. So, God in Three Persons. from 88. And then the last one, way more recent. The original version of this came out in the year 2000. This was a Record Store Day one from a couple years ago. But that's the soundtrack to their DVD called Icky Flicks. Icky Flicks was a collection of all their videos. And with the new technology of DVD, they can have an alternate audio track. So they had the videos with the original songs on them, and then they did a track of like a redo of the same song with the same video. So it was interesting. Got to see them on this tour. That was my first of 2 times seeing them. They were amazing, and that's really what made me jump off the springboard of really getting into them. But yeah, this is the reworked songs that they did of their videos. So that is my collection of the Residents, and it only took me 11 minutes to do that. So anyway, hopefully that didn't bore you. Hopefully it was interesting. If you haven't heard the Residents, I'd encourage you to check them out. Possibly take a mushroom or two to get into it. I don't do that stuff because I can't, but if it helps you, maybe it'll help you get into them. But anyhow, it was great to see you all, and we will talk to you later. See ya!